Why was he willing to embrace death for the sake of this man whom he didn't even know? Answer: when you're a lover, that means you'll be a hero. And it doesn't matter to whom, for whom, and with whom, and for whatever circumstance. Hello, this is Father Sunny, and this is another dose of Holy. Today is the feast day of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, and we know him to be a martyr of charity, a martyr of love. For indeed, when he was in Auschwitz, some guy escaped, and because one of them escaped, the Nazis decided to punish 10 people, randomly punish 10 people, and they would all be executed. And so what happens is Maximilian Kolbe was among the 10 that were chosen. Um, Maximilian Kolbe was not among the 10. One of the 10 men that were chosen was a young man who was a father and a husband, and he was very distraught about the idea of dying, leaving behind his wife and children. And so Maximilian Kolbe was in the crowd, and he told the Nazi, "I'm a Catholic priest, I'm Franciscan, and I would like to take this man's place." And of course, that was a pleasure for the Nazis at the time, as he was a priest, and so they put him in place of this young man, and that young man actually survived the Nazi regime and would eventually live a long life with his family and his children and grandchildren. And when he passed away, only about I think about a decade ago, he passed away. He was still talking about the experience of having been saved by his hero Maximilian Kolbe, who of course has been canonized already by the church. And in fact, this man was at the canonization of Maximilian Kolbe. What a beautiful story! But one thing my take out of that is, wow, Maximilian Kolbe was a hero to this man. But look, think about it. He did not even know this guy. Why did he step forward to take the young man's place? Why did he do that? Why was he willing to embrace death for the sake of this man whom he didn't even know? Answer: when you're a lover, that means you'll be a hero. And it doesn't matter to whom, for whom, and with whom, and for whatever circumstance. When you're a lover, you will always be a heroic person, and you will not hesitate to put yourself out, to do something good for others if you are essentially a lover. Yes, and and so we think about this in a way. To love is to be a hero. Now go into your own life, my dear brothers and sisters. Go to your own life and think in terms of the people that have loved you and have been there in your life lovingly. They are your heroes. For example, for many of us, I'm sure, our parents. I mean, I cannot imagine sometimes why parents do that. They would they would make all the sacrifices for their children. I mean, they would work so hard, not for themselves, but just to feed these kids. They would do extra jobs and sleep late nights just to be able to make sure that the family has food. In some cases, these even go to extremes, extremes, and yet they're there and they do it not for themselves but for the people that they love. They become heroes of the people that they love. Our parents truly are among our immediate heroes. Also, our teachers. I mean, in some way, why would a teacher, a true good teacher gets out of his or her way to help the students, right? Because if a teacher is only there for the salary, I mean, gosh, I mean, how much is a teacher's salary? But I can see that even in my own life, and I think about my own teachers in the schools where I've been, back in high school, especially, my teachers took a special initiative to encourage me and to really hone my gifts in all kinds of different ways. And so many of my teachers back in high school were truly my heroes. They really helped me become who I am today because they were always encouraging to me, and they didn't have to, but they would always go out of their way to tell me how, the good things that I can work on and how I can become great in this or great in that. And so I was encouraged. I had a lot of, so I was surrounded by heroes, teacher heroes in my formative years. Not to mention the priests, the priests that I grew up with, who were always there to show me how it is to be a good priest, or to show me how it's like to minister to people. There's so many of them that are in my list, and I can say to myself how they have really truly been my heroes. The priests, another special hero for me is my grandfather, Marcelino Talyaden. My grandfather was a hero to me. He he would chop wood and he would bring me to the orchard, and he would be telling me about all kinds of different things, stories about the Japanese occupation in the Philippines, the stories about the woods, the story of different kinds of stories that are anecdotes and whatnot that are good for learning about life, different stories about life. And I remember many of them even today. My grandfather was my hero. It's so beautiful to remember to count the ranks of heroes of our lives. I'd like to create a wall that in my mind there is a wall where I have faces and faces and faces of people that have been heroes to me in my entire life. Bigger pictures, smaller pictures, but heroes nonetheless. And they all have helped me who I am today. So it's good to take this time, my dear friends, to just sit down, imagine the wall of your life, and start mounting the pictures of the heroes of your life. Huh? Those that went out of their way to show that you are loved, to show us that we are loved. And thank God for them. And thank God for them because truly, my dear friends, they became the incarnate presence of God for you and me. We have understood love, heroism, love, because of what they did to us and for us. And so, thank God for these people. I hope that you find you want to share that any story today here on the Dose of Holy. Feel free to do so. Write down there. I would be so happy to hear the heroic stories of all of you and me, and celebrate the heroism that we think about today as we are inspired by the story of Saint Maximilian Kolbe. As we know what they say, to love another person is to see the face of God. And so if we have heroes out there in our lives, they have indeed shown us the face of God. Saint Maximilian Kolbe, pray for us. And this is Father Sunny for another Dose of Holy. God bless you.